あれがルシアス。
こいつ待て。あった。今日は俺の勝ちだな、エンテ。
What's going on, trainers? This is what Pokemon Horizons is all about. What a awesome, amazing episode. And I love it so much because not only is it Gouging Fire, one of the new legendary Paradox Pokemon that's been recently introduced to us in Scarlet and Violet. If you think back towards the tail end in the Blueberry Academy DLC that we got in Scarlet and Violet, finding Gouging Fire, or Gouging Fire, Walking Wake, the Iron whatever it's called, those are kind of like the last missions that we got towards the DLC. So for me, that's very fresh in my mind still. So I absolutely love that we finally get to see them not only animated, but that we get to see kind of how their mannerisms are and how they battle and how they fight and everything, which I thought was really cool. And then we take it a step further and we have the Gouging Fire finding 𝐒𝐿𝐴 and the group, as opposed to them having to go and feverishly go through Area Zero and find Gouging Fire instead, which some can say like, oh, I would like to have seen them do a little bit more searching and stuff, which is totally okay. But Gouging Fire comes and finds the group and then basically proceeds to test them, because Gouging Fire then gives 𝐒𝐿𝐴 his monster ball, Pokeball, monster ball, whatever. And 𝐒𝐿𝐴 grabs it. She's like, oh, yes, you're going to join our group. And he's like, haha, gotcha. And he takes all of her Pokeballs. And he's like, if you want these back, you got to fight me. And I was like, yeah, let's go, dude. You got to prove yourself. You got to prove yourself to the Gouging Fire. And they do, and this ends up being, as opposed to 𝐒𝐿𝐴, like it was during the Gita fight, this ends up being Dot's moment. And Dot is over there choreographing and puppeteering everybody. And at the end of the battle, she finally figures out, okay, I'm gonna put Quackawell, whatever, Quackswell into the water, and we're gonna do wind cutters. And instead of that, it's gonna end up being an aqua break, and that is heavily effective. And Gouging Fire's over there doing his big Inferno move, and they find out that it's a fire and dragon Pokemon instead. And they end up breaking through its defenses because after doing Inferno so much, it gets confused, and they take advantage of that. They get Gouging Fire in the water, and then you have Pikachu coming and doing a big old Thunderapunchu, and that gets Gouging Fire really weak. And then Dot's like, we gotcha, we got the Pokeballs back. And then 𝐒𝐿𝐴 comes in and she was like, so what now, brother? And he's like, okay. And then he shows us a really cool flashback of how Gouging Fire and Lucius kind of became partners, and how Lucius was always chasing it around, and how they ended up, continuing to go out for 𝐿𝐴, which is, the promised land and stuff. And it was just such a, I don't want to say emotional, but it was just such a cool as a cucumber episode. And she finally goes and she finally gets Gouging Fire. And that ends up being the last piece of the puzzle, and all the legendary hero Pokemon get together, and then like they summon to the sky, and freaking Rayquaza. Wah. And freaking not only having a Rayquaza, but having a shiny Rayquaza is still so mind-boggling to me. But Rayquaza comes in from the sky, and then now it's gonna be 𝐒𝐿𝐴 and gang versus Rayquaza. Like, this is the final piece of the puzzle to put all the Pokemon, all Lucius's Pokemon together, all the legendary Pokemon together. This is gonna be so effing cool. So it's just so exciting. And we got an episode preview for next episode where shiny Rayquaza comes in, and they're gonna be battling shiny Rayquaza, and it's just so good and so cool. And it was just such an awesome episode. So like, I don't even know what else to say. Like, this episode it was so cool. It was so awesome. I think it was a 10 out of 10 episode. I don't want to say I was at the edge of my seat, but I was literally like leaned up, watching. I was leaned up over here, like watching my computer, get him, aqua break, thunder punch. Like, it was just so cool, and it was just such an enjoyable episode. So I definitely think episode 81, definitely, probably in the top 10 episodes of Pokemon Horizons so far. Pokemon Horizons has had a lot of really, really awesome episodes. I love Pokemon Horizons so much. Obviously, I'm 81 episodes in on covering it here on the channel, so I must love it quite a bit, which I definitely do. And it's just been such a delight. I don't think I've had, to be honest, I don't think I've had this much passion to watch Pokemon since probably like, I think season 9 or season 10 of the original Pokemon series. Like, I think that's kind of like, you know, as the old Pokemon series began to transition from black and white into the X and Y and then XYZ, that's where I kind of fell off a bit. And I watched it, but, you know, seldomly, like, you know, every so often I watched it. And it wasn't until about 2013 or 2014 where me and my wife, we watched all 15 or 16 seasons at that point. And then again, when our son was born, like 2017, I think towards the end of that, towards the end of 2017, we caught up once again, all the way through once again. But then we virtually skipped Alola. Like I watched like the, you know, the Alolan series a little bit. It wasn't my favorite. It was like the least favorite. I hated the animation. I didn't really like it. Like, I thought it was pretty boring most of the time. So like we watched it sporadically. And then it wasn't until Journeys, when Journeys came out, till me and my wife, we rewatched Journeys as we would open Pokemon cards. We would watch, you know, a handful of episodes, and we pretty much got through all of Journeys maybe like 2 years ago. About a year ago. Like, I think maybe the beginning of 2024, something like that. We finally finished maybe it was a little bit after that. I mean, I think maybe sometime last year. I think maybe beginning last year sometime, like right after the transition of Horizons. I think it was right after when Horizons came out. So maybe it was 2023 now. But like maybe a few months after Horizons came out, we were just wrapping up Journeys. You know, with Ash's final battle and stuff. But it's been awesome. So this episode was kick-ass, and I didn't mean to keep you here for any longer. I appreciate you guys, you know, just checking me out and, you know, hearing me talk Pokemon. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, I'm going to see you guys for episode 82 as we take on the Rayquaza. Peace out, friends.